Hey, everybody. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Heather.
Hello.
Hey, Heather. Hey, Tammy.
Good
Welcome,
to see you
everybody.
all.
We've got Bella's Whisper Farmstead, which is Kristen. Hello. We got Broke
Hey,
Cowgirl.
Kristen. Hey,
Hey,
Gwen.
Gwen. We've got Rebecca at Suburban Hillbilly.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hello, hello. Ooh, notification just went out.
Awesome.
Ooh, they're quick these days.
Heather, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. Sorry if I'm looking down at I forgot normally I share it out before you guys go on, but I'm on.
You're
I
awesome.
forgot to share it out, so I'm doing that now.
Thank you so much. Hey,
Totally get it.
Teresa.
Hey, Teresa.
Thank you all for coming in. Today's going to be fun.
I'm sharing it out myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I might as well, too.
Hi, Teresa and Kristen. Suburban Hillbilly.
We are halfway through the year. Can you guys believe it?
Whoop, whoop.
Halfway through the year. It's crazy.
It's crazy. So crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy.
I
Want to
used
hear?
Oh,
Go ahead, Heather. I'm sorry.
I used to be one of those people that would start like Christmas shopping and like doing my holiday shoppings in like June. And so when I'd get close to like say Christmas, all of a sudden um, I would have all my stuff. There might be a couple things I'd have to pick up. But now, like, I don't know, in the last like 10 years, I'm like, oh my gosh, Christmas is next week and I have nothing. And all the holidays are like right there, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. We have cut way back on what we do, and it's just because it's we think about the reason nowadays, and it's about spending time with family too.
Right.
Um and that's cool. Um so I posted something yesterday, but I don't know if Mountain Grandma saw it, and I wanted to share.
Share.
We have a red Roma tomato to be picked this week.
Oh, awesome.
July 1st.
Nancy.
That is awesome.
Now,
Hey,
the rest
Nancy.
of them, hey, Nancy, the rest of them will be, in a few weeks. But right now, that's exciting to have one on July 1st. And
Yeah.
they were on the plants when they went outside in May,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been very slow. But then they were, hey, Arlene,
Hi, Arlene.
they were on the plant in the greenhouse, and it was cool when they
Mm-hmm.
went out. So the fact that they survived is really cool. Hey, Kathleen.
That is really cool. Hey,
So,
Kathleen.
That's
so yeah,
nice.
I'm excited about a tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
I don't blame you because like I have a house plant that's a tomato plant that I saved from last fall and brought in over winter. And I actually had three, and the other two didn't live very long. But this one is like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the smelling the tomato plant,
I
and
love the
then
smell of a
getting
tomato plant.
blossoms and tomatoes on it. And I don't want to take it outside because I'm afraid if I do, it's not going to make it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I can have a permanent tomato plant. I mean, it's healthy. Like that's okay,
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's
right?
cool.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, I will be having a celebratory Mater sandwich. Now, I could have picked it already. Ryan was like, "Just leave it on the vine. It's fine."
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
like, "I want it."
You should make a short over that.
You should.
I'm gonna make a delicious Mater sandwich
You
out of
can
it.
pet it,
There you go.
pet it like
Like,
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome, Gwen. Gotta love those volunteer plants.
oh my
yeah.
gosh,
I've
Well,
had
look,
a few.
Kathleen had a mater sandwich today.
Mm-hmm.
dang!
Yeah, that sounds
I'll
good.
need to make some bread because I don't buy bread because I
Hmm.
don't eat bread. My
Uh-huh.
husband eats bread for his lunches, but I don't eat bread.
Uh-huh.
And it's not because I don't like it. I just don't eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
I
like there is that whole, the gluten not being the best for you, causing inflammation. It's so hard to stay away from gluten, though. Like
I'm
had
on the fence about
pasta,
that one.
we had sandwiches, you know,
Yeah.
like
I have to admit, I'm very on the fence about that.
hmm yeah. Well, I mean, if it's not causing you problems, you know.
Now I'll do a tortilla,
hmm
like a tortilla, like a wrap or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Cream cheese, get that cream cheese on there. That's bad for you, but who
Oh
cares?
yeah. Yeah. It's all bad for you.
Yeah.
I
It
saw a
is.
short of somebody, and it was, I don't know who this person was, but it was hilarious because it showed her eating like different things. It was like, watch out because this is bad for you. Oh, and did you know this causes this? And she's like trying to eat things, and everything she puts in her mouth, she gets it in her
Yeah.
mouth. She's like, oh shit. It's
Right.
so
And
funny.
I just,
It is. That's the world we live in.
right, unless you have specific dietary needs for medications or something that you've got going on, I just say, try your best to stay away from the majority of it, but still,
And
if
the
you
packaged stuff.
if
Like
you like
Rebecca's
ding
saying.
dongs or Twinkies, well then eat it,
Yeah. Yep,
right?
Teresa's chiming in also. I think I'm with Rebecca and Teresa because I know those preservatives are no way no. Like those are not they're
Yep.
not good for us. Maybe, and it could be argued that, in minimal amounts, not so much. But the problem is our bodies have such a toxic overload right now from everything, from the air we breathe to the water we drink. And then you put on top of that all the packaged goods. If you're eating like straight packaged goods, you're getting preservative after preservative after preservative.
Yeah.
You ever had that? My husband saw um, a video about somebody opening up a hamburger. Oh my gosh, I saw some McDonald's stuff recently. That's freaking nuts. Do you know there's like 5 ingredients in their salt? In their salt.
Come
No
on. You ever
wonder
find a fry under the seat of your car?
And it's still alive and looking well.
10 years later.
Somebody
You know,
put a burger on the counter, and I don't remember how many months it was, but then they actually tested the burger. It had enough preservatives that burger was still like edible.
Bushcraft.
was that Charles?
So a year ago, my mom wanted to go to McDonald's. Maybe it was like a year and a half ago, and that was her thing. She loved always going to McDonald's, and I hardly ever did. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you, and she bought me a burger, so that whatever. So the burger from McDonald's makes my stomach burn like no other.
Yeah, we're not doing any more McDonald's.
And I can't eat out.
Even cheap anymore. Anyways, like you might as well. We have a little burger shop up the road that's like a mom and pop shop, burger shop, and you can tell it's more real food, right? So it's if anything, it's the same price, if not even a little cheaper. Why not go there? And
So
you're right, Lisa, about the celiac disease.
Yeah, I started wondering if it's because, okay, I know like a lot of people don't have the option to raise their own meat or purchase meat from somebody that they know raises it, well. But we, for the last 10 years, have been eating our own beef.
Right.
And so whenever we go out to eat and it's a beef type product that we're eating when we go out, I'm sick. I can't eat it. And I don't know if their foods change or if it's because I'm used to eating my own.
Both. I'm a firm believer in both because we struggle with the same thing. Because Ryan and I talked about when we go to Rapid City, it's a long day and we sit there and we say, oh, we're going to do this, but we're eating home more now than anything. And when you go to get something, it's like it just doesn't sit well.
It's so sad because you're so excited and actually now when I'm eating things, no matter what it is somewhere else, it doesn't usually taste good to begin with.
Do you guys see this?
Yeah.
Rebecca got food poisoning over bread.
Scary.
Wow. I think that tells a story. Like that's over bread.
trying to think of what, I can't remember the details, so I won't take up time on it, but there was something, Ryan and I were talking about something the other day, and again, I can't remember the specifics, but basically we were saying, you know, oh, that's what it was. I remember now. Remember that old Eddie Murphy thing where he talked about, he didn't go to, his mom didn't go to McDonald's. She made him a homemade hamburger, and the kids were teasing him, and they were like, I got McDonald's.
Oh,
And he's got this greasy homemade burger on regular bread,
hey,
and
Barb.
the grease running down his arm and all that stuff. And Ryan turned around and he goes, when we were kids, everybody said that was horrible food to eat. And now it's nowhere near what it was back then.
No.
And it's terrible.
They have found new ways to cut corners.
Well, part of it is driven by us.
Doing with our food, cutting
In
corners.
2020, I think it was, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that they dropped the standards for U.S. products because of whatever.
Well, and what they ended up doing was a lot of it is driven, sadly, by us as a population, right?
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is people didn't want these teeny little chickens in the store. They wanted good-looking beef, and so they resorted to awful ways.
And here it is.
Well, yeah, chicken breast isn't supposed to be like this. I mean, if anybody's seen or has their own chickens,
yeah,
no, not normal.
No.
Bushcraft family, bioengineered ingredients in the bread. Yes,
of course it can.
Yeah,
That's
I really
sad.
don't
That's
like
so
all of that
sad.
stuff in our food.
Healthiness in the whole should be the priority of all the people. The people producing it, the people selling it, the people in control of it, whatever you want to call it. That should be the priority. I don't know.
So Kathleen brings up a good point. The food that is, and we are so off topic, but I hope everybody's enjoying this conversation.
We're having a depressing, real conversation.
I don't want to abrupt stop it. But this is so true. And I have a cousin who lived in England, and I would hear about this way back when I was, a preteen. That many years, that's a long time, guys. But now it's even more so. There are foods that are sold over here that are flat out illegal in other countries, and they call our food Frankenfoods. Like Pop-Tarts are illegal and other foods. I know that's one of them. A lot of our kids' food. Isn't that awful?
Well, a lot of it has to do with culture.
Well, and if they took all that bad stuff out of our food, it would be an adjustment for everybody to taste buds and everything. But I can guarantee you, just after a few months, if everybody had what they could eat as healthy as it was, a lot of health problems would probably be gone.
I believe that too. But
there's diseases I hear of that I never heard of, like hand, foot, mouth disease. I ran a preschool daycare and never heard of that until like 5, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
Yeah.
So
same, Heather.
So Heather, moving right along.
Point.
We all got it. Sounded like a good segue, I thought.
You did good, Lisa. You did
good. Tammy, tell us about why you did this live.
We are halfway through the year. So I come up all excited because can you believe we're halfway through the year? Today is July 2nd. We officially have 6 months left of the year to get around to doing whatever the heck we wanted to do in the first place. And, we all set these goals, whether we write them down, whether they're up in our head of what we want to accomplish, those things of one of these days, I'm going to do this. Well, we've got half a year left to do it. And we all know October, November, December can be really little busy crunch times for family, for baking. and all of that kind of stuff. So there goes 3 of the 6 months. I mean, unless your goal is really
Don't say that.
at a time for real, just to keep us all like, in check of what we've got to work with here.
For real.
And maybe during that time is also when it's cooler. So maybe some of the things you want to do that are indoor skills you want to work on or what have you are kind of good for that time of year. But we've got 6 months left. So I feel like it's a great time to not only keep things in perspective for how much time we have left. And Gwen said it's not even on my radar. I'm too busy to think about that for real. But to also take a minute and just celebrate what we've done so far. Celebrate this first 6 months of the year and what we feel like we've accomplished.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So Heather, what have you accomplished in the first 6 months of your year?
No, I'm just kidding. That's really kind of an open-ended question because I feel like a lot of my things are revolving.
Yep.
You know, like it's things that have to constantly be worked on, right?
Yeah.
But you're accomplishing them.
Yeah.
True.
So don't minimize that because that's important because that's what your time takes.
Yep.
Okay. So you want me to talk about what kind of things that?
I have a question before.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the year, were there any like high priority, this has to get done beyond the waking up, feeding your family, washing their clothes, cleaning the house, doing whatever your regular day of work is, like, you know, beyond all that stuff, right?
Or craft room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Was
have
there
one.
any like what was the burning ones?
That is so hard. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always wanted a farm stand. That's one thing that I was recently able to get without going and purchasing. So a neighbor of mine had a farm stand from the previous owners. It was never used. It was just sitting there, unused. And they're getting ready to put their property for sale. And so they're like, hey, do you want this farm stand? So my husband and I went and got it. But now there's another project that I can't get to until August because I'm really busy in July. I need to put a roof top on top of the plywood and, you know, add some things and stuff to it before we put it out on display. So that's kind of one thing. What else did we do? We had added one more cow to the moms of cows. Normally we have 4 moms every year that we breed, and we specifically have breed them with our bull, you know, at a specific time so everybody has them together. So we don't have any in the hot time or in the cold time babies, you know. So 5 mamas, and they all 5 mamas had healthy babies. All 5 had babies.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
So, that's a huge accomplishment.
Right. So there's like just still stuff that we're working on. A lot of stuff last spring and fall we did, like the back garden, we covered it with road fabric, half of my back garden, and cut holes in it for planting. So there's less weeds. And I don't know, some people might be, well, just go pick the weeds. Well, when you've got a lot to take care of, the less amount of weeds that you have to deal with, because my focus has to be everywhere, because you can't like focus one day on doing one subject or one thing all day long and forget about everything else, or like a whole week you focus on one thing, then things will get out of hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we've done accomplishment. I've accomplished things.
Fencing, right?
Yeah, we had some barbed wire fencing on one of our pastures, and the neighbors actually cut all the blackberry vines and bushes and whatever they had on their side. Well, we had never seen it.
Mhm.
On the other side of the fence. We
Yeah.
never had seen it. And so they did that, and now there was like this clear view to the road.
Uh-huh.
Like the road, like I was like, those babies, because the day before one of the baby cows got through a different part. And I'm like, well, if they got down to the road now that it's clear, that oh no. So we went and got cattle panel and went along it so nobody can get to the road, because I was worried about the dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
that's a lot of work too.
Yeah. So,
and the other thing about the road being there is, well, I don't know about by you, but I know here, calves disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and they drive.
Really, Lisa? Oh, wow.
Like people take
modern day cattle wrestling?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we have a neighbor right across the street from that pasture that's like an eagle eye. I mean, we've got neighbors around us that are really watching because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why we have the babies up close to the house too.
Smart.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to mess with those big old mama cows or the bull, because they'll get you if they don't know you. You know?
Yeah.
They're not getting into a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But yeah, that's one thing. I have a lot of like little solar alarms in random different places.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Have you done a video on those solar alarms?
I posted in my community page somewhere in there. What it looks like, because the Vineyard Chicks, I mentioned it to them and they wanted to see what it looked like.
I think you need to do a video.
Yeah, I could do that, because
I'm curious, like, what do they look like? How do you attach them to whatever you attach them to? And how are they triggered? What kind of notification do you get? What kind of movement will trigger a notification? So that's pretty much it for my questions.
She wants you to do a video, Heather.
That's a lot of questions to answer in a community post.
Yeah, I just recently put one on my Greenstock tower, because there's a female deer that's been coming in, stole my one and only peach.
Holy smokes.
She ate it, but she nipped off all my strawberries.
Yes, we caught blackbirds out there on our peach tree this morning. And so we're going to have to harvest some of them. They're not quite ready, but some of them at the tip top that get the most sun. Tammy K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do a video.
Yeah, do that video. And according to like some conversation we've been having with my What's for Dinner at Mtn Grandma's house shorts, I had somebody who responded to that, to one of them, asking me about my garlic noodles. And these garlic noodles, you guys, I lived on my own when I was 17, and I didn't have any family in the state, right? So it was just like me. I had a roommate, nothing. It was a female roommate, just being clear on this. I was not, with anybody at 17. And I was hungry. And noodles are cheap. So I figured out how to make garlic noodles is what I would make. And it's just something I always made. And now I make it for my family. But I've had several people ask me, like, what do you mean garlic noodles? It's not like a creamy pasta sauce.
You're making a video.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to do a video on my garlic noodles. So I'll do the garlic noodles. You do the solar notification alarm thingies.
And I'll do my lamp that I'm going to try and make.
Oh, there you go.
I got fabric for it.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Oh, are you going to put some over like a wired lampshade thing?
So I did an auction video, and Mtn Grandma, I said to Mtn Grandma that I was going to make a lamp or out of something I had. And Tammy was like, you need to do a video.
Yeah.
Well, then me and you are both like, do a video. I want to see it.
I do that all the time now, Lisa, to everybody.
It's funny. I love it.
But we really do want to see it. That's what we're like.
It's like, oh, I didn't think about like your normal day things and tasks that you do. You just, it's normal to you.
Yeah.
But when someone else says, "Hey, make a video on that,"
Yeah.
you're like, oh.
I had somebody do that with my chocolate chip cookies because I have my own recipe for my chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
And somebody said, I'm like, well, I got my chocolate chip cookie. I mean, the family has me make them like all the time. And I did that. It's been a good video. I think I'm like right around 700 views almost for that video, which is good.
Sarah at a Homesteading Hustle, I sent that to her on Instagram when she asked for that.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah, she said her daughter learned how to make my chocolate chip cookies.
Yep.
As they are. It is. It's a great recipe.
Is that before or after Lisa does a video grilling pork chops?
Hey, look.
Nice.
Gwen's gonna do an antique chest of drawers redo. Ooh, that'll be cool too.
Nice.
Yeah. That's fun stuff.
So I think a lot of this year for me, for what I really accomplished, is my focus has been on my long-term plants and things like that, like berry plants and
your perennials.
Yeah, my stuff that's coming back every year, right?
Smart, yeah.
Like I'm more focused on maintaining that and getting that going versus like the garden I can plant every year. Mm-hmm. Even though I do have the garden, but I didn't put as much focus on doing that because I can, you know, like I got the composting down. I have more compost than I know what I can do with it.
Awesome.
So
it's a good place to be.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So just kind of dialing things in. I've got a flower bed in my orchard that I have to tear the chicken wire out and reconstruct it. I have got a whole new design for that before the end of summer. That'll make it simpler to maintain. Yeah, there's still stuff to do, but it's like right there, ready to be done. But you know, so those are some goals that are gonna happen before.
I have a neighbor who has the berries. She's got, well, I call her, I'm using the term neighbor loosely because I went to her yard sale and she lives not too far. But I gave her my number because she has blackberry bushes. I thought maybe they were grapevines because she had them in a separated fenced area. And they were blackberry bushes, and she sells them by the gallon bag for $25 a bag. And I said, I'm a customer. Here's my number. Call me. And I went and got them. And the blackberries are huge. So what a wonderful like revenue generating opportunity right there too. You just need somebody like me, you know, enough people like me that I only buy organic vegetables and fruits when I can. If it's if I have to have something for a meal and we happen to be at the store that doesn't have much organic, I'll get it. But otherwise, I'm only buying organic just because if it's the little thing I can do to make myself healthier, then, you know, I will try that. Yep. Hey, Tina Ladybug, your box is being mailed this week.
Thanks,
Tina. So a lot of that I've got to paint the chicken coop. That has to be done too. But like I said, July is crazy busy. I'm doing the ag food building for the fair. So I'm responsible for cleaning it. Like it has to be hosed down and everything. So it's sat all year long. And then I have to throw some paint on a few of the many tables. But I'm in charge of like all the preserving stuff, like whatever people want to bring in that's canned, fresh.
Oh, that's cool.
Like all the vegetables, the beers, the wines that they like homemade and scarecrows and things like that.
Like the events then? So like the canning events and is it like an event oriented thing or just
so it's like
where people go?
So it's like, say you think you make great pickles. Well, you can enter that into the fair. And so I have to make sure that like the person's got a number on a form and on a sheet that match. and the item's ticketed with your number, and then judges go around and look at all the things.
Oh, that's cool.
And they mark down whether they get red, white, or blue ribbon, however, whatever order that goes in. And then at the end, I tally up how many off a sheet of blue ribbons, white ribbons, and then I have to go around and I have to put the ribbons on all the things, which can be a lot of things.
That is going to be a lot.
I mean, think if a lot of people entered in just pickles alone, you could have 20 pickle jars.
Yeah, you're going to be busy.
Yeah. We have a very small county fair, and like I could not believe the spread of things people entered.
Yeah. So I'm nervous. So now I have to go out and find volunteers for that.
Rebecca, 100%. I used to have this problem when I was in northern Arizona. Even with food that was not organic, it seemed like, I don't know if it was because we were at 7,000 feet or what the deal was. Like, it was the last place the truck landed. Like, I don't know what, but I know that's so frustrating.
The last place the truck landed.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Is it, Lisa?
Yep. Yeah, because like here, so one of the struggles the restaurants have here, especially in tourist season, is the truck comes once a week here.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
If they're lucky. Yeah. And so everything gets sold somewhere else, and when they order it, they don't get what they need.
Yeah, I'll swear that was what was happening. And I say it half joking, which is why I said, is it? Because I always joked about that because I don't know how else to explain it. Like, everything would go bad, including the potatoes. Like, everything went bad.
Really. Yeah. So last year it was 2 years ago, we made a cattle panel hoop house. And I can't remember how long it is. I've got it in some of my videos. I'll have to do another video for it, but we ended up zip tying all the panel, putting it in a hoop as long of a length as you want, and then we ended up using wood to frame in the ends because it was kind of blowing over before. So then once we framed the ends of it in, it's sturdy. And then I just have shade cloth over the top of it. But you could put, plastic. That might maybe be a cheaper idea because I was looking at McKay's, thinking about getting one. So you could make one. They're not hard. You just need 2 people.
Yeah, to bend the panel.
Yeah, in some rebar and some.
The cool part is you can get the panel off of Marketplace and Craigslist because we do that. We peruse for that stuff on a regular basis. Cattle panel, hog panel and gates.
Yeah.
And then we have like a stockpile here.
Yeah.
Versus buying them new.
Yeah.
And then when we get there, if they have 2 or 3 that are, say, damaged or cut, we will still take those because you can use them for other things. Hey, Dawn.
So yeah, as far as like the farm and the planting and things, I've been working on, like a flower bed along the roadside where I've got a lot of things that are more permanent, like bulbs and things like that. So I've been trying to really work on establishing that so it's low maintenance eventually.
Yeah.
But my inside stuff, like usually spring, summer, and fall, I don't get a chance to do a whole lot of inside things. So I've been slowly working on my craft room, and I've been digging in my garage because I've got boxes of like preschool stuff and crafting stuff, and so I've been making small dents here and there whenever I can, like you guys did, like, what was it, the 10-minute or 15-minute time periods? I'll work on it for like 30 minutes to an hour.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that.
Those little things that stick with you, right? Like, one of the things that stuck with me is the 2-minute rule and the 5 to 10-minute thing that you just mentioned. Those are the things that, those little tips that stick with you.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing, like, I'll want to be doing something else. And I'm like, I'm not doing that until I spend this much time doing what needs to be done. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
have
I
to pick
do.
and
Yeah.
choose what you want and what you have to. And you have to
Mm-hmm.
do a little bit of the have to before you can do the want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's how we did. So I've got like my little food forest area going. I was able to get a couple new things planted out there. I am going to be getting some of the area cleared, I think this week or next week, because that's what they do to power lines along the power lines. And I won't get into that too much because I'm not supposed to. But it'll be helping me. That's some of what they're going to do is going to be helping me. So they're not going to touch my lemon balm patch. They said that that was just fine. Okay. And
That was something I accomplished this year too.
what was that?
I have another thing that I accomplished out in the permanent garden kind of.
Oh, do tell.
So I had a wooden herb box that's about 20 feet long by 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some herbs in there, but I needed another one. So we bought 2 raised metal ones. And
Nice.
so I have 2 new ones that make up the length of the one big one. So I have 2, and I put road fabric down and pea gravel, and they're both filled with herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I
Awesome.
got that accomplished this year.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I was telling the hubby because we have had so much regeneration of our dirt work going on over here. And he made one new garden bed for me. And I was telling him, just think next year, this part's going to be done. Like, we'll have to do a little bit. It was a major overhaul and stuff is growing. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's
I have another garden tour club video that I'm going to be working on this week.
5 years. 5 years of us doing our soil every year, and it is fun. Even though it still has that hydrophobic quality, and it gets hard because it's dry.
Yeah.
Um,
What did you get? What do you use to help combat that hydrophobic quality?
Lord, over the past 5 years, we have used manure,
Uh-huh.
compost,
Mm-hmm.
peat moss,
Mm-hmm.
soil,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
chicken coop bedding and manure,
Uh-huh.
adding in nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Everything?
tons. Everything. But like every year we add, like, peat moss is expensive, and I know some people are against it. That's your choice. But I can get a big block of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it covers one of we add it right in. So we add 1 or 2 bags every year just to increase the soil, that it'll keep some moisture,
Mm-hmm.
and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's good.
That's good to hear because I feel like that's such a common problem.
Yeah.
I did the one thing you did I didn't do was peat moss. Do you feel like peat moss is a significant addition?
We do, and that's because it helps break up the soil and something holds moisture.
Okay.
Now, did we add tons of it every year? No.
Mm-hmm. Because
We didn't want it to be acidic, but we added in things like a little bit of sawdust sometimes, that was older,
Mm-hmm.
just anything that would absorb moisture. Wait a minute. We do add, well, we add wood chips, but we add the pine chips from the coop.
Huh.
I don't have, because when we cut all the trees, we don't have a lot of wood chips. We have more pine needles,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fine to add there. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Maritza. But the reality of it is we just didn't have a lot of wood chips. But tell me more, Charles.
Fermented plant juice. Huh. You know, we all already save our like veggies that we cut up and either use them to make like vegetable broth or put them in our compost.
Yeah.
I like this idea. This is something I have not tried.
We have a huge compost pile in the back, and our goal is to really pay attention. It's 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan, we add to it all the time, but Ryan has been turning it and just hoping to add and not buy, any soil next year.
Me, Kay, I've had that red dirt too. That one country song, Down That Red Dirt Road. Our kids loved that because they grew up off a red dirt road.
Yeah. Wow.
They would call me and my husband, they call us rednecks and what have you. And I would come back at them and say, whatever, at least I've lived off a paved road before. Because I knew.
Yeah, so in Eastern Oregon, they have a lot of that red clay and red soil because it's more kind of deserty.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mike, where are you? Maybe that's where she is. Hi, Rudy. And Charles is saying he learned it from a Japanese gardener.
Yep.
Oh.
I know the name. I just can't get it. Hey, Grow Big TV.
I've got lots of them, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? I'm going to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
I know something else you've done this year, Heather. You have been working on decluttering.
Yes, I have. I've been doing a lot of organizing and.
Hey, Jamie.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. It's hard to remember all the things, right? So I do need to, I don't know, put some of my stuff from my kitchen cabinet somewhere else, like maybe some of the bigger things that we don't use as often somewhere else. Yeah. So that way I have a cabinet in the kitchen where I can put all my half-gallon jars because I'm going to start milking again in August. So I need to have all my supplies somewhere instead of sitting on top of my cabinet on the counter, like all my strainers and things like that are all sitting there. So that's one thing I need to do before I start milking again.
Yeah.
So
awesome. You are going to be milk rich.
Yes, and I want to, and I don't know if you can. I was thinking, why can't you make soap with cow's milk? Like
you can.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. I'll take a picture of a book and send it to you.
Okay.
That has all kinds of milk soap recipes.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, so that's one other thing, because you guys did the inspirational talk about doing the soaps, and I did a melt and pour because I had the stuff and I hadn't been doing that for quite a while. So I did that again. So now I definitely want to do the cold process.
Yeah.
Soap making or hot, whatever.
Yeah, I'm ready. I need to get busy making some soaps too. I want to do another soap in September. Lisa?
What?
Are you in on soaping September?
Sure.
I want to do.
I should be free in September.
I want to do milk and honey.
So, heck yeah, you have to do milk and honey.
And I have the honey and I'll have the milk. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to do, let's see, I took lilacs and I put them in oil for soap.
Ooh, nice.
And everything, you know how usually you dry them out before you put them in the oil? And this said the best way to preserve the fragrance was to put it fresh straight in the oil.
Did it preserve the fragrance, you think?
I'm about to strain it shortly and I'll let you know.
Okay.
But so far I'm not smelling a thing.
Oh.
But I'm not wasting the oil, so it's getting used.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did dandelion in extra virgin olive oil, and let me tell you, that feels so good on your skin. Just a little dab of it and rubbing it in your skin, it makes your hands feel so nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do marigold, because here's the funny thing. You know, I start everything so early, and I started calendula for a reason, for soap. I can't find them, and I don't know where they are.
What can't you find?
Calendula starts.
Oh, well, if you need seeds, I can left you seeds.
I have somebody sending them to me, but thank you.
I have yellow and orange.
The funniest thing is that I know I started them and they were there, and
oh
so
my goodness, I wonder if something ate them.
Well, I planted everything, but planting was a little willy-nilly this year because we had to wait.
Them?
Huh?
Do you think you were weeding and pulled them?
Maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. But I do have lemon balm also, and I have lemon balm oil. But I see no calendula, but I have chamomile coming up too.
Yeah. So
I was chewing on mints yesterday.
What does
that?
Huh?
What was that, Heather?
Oh, I was chewing on mints yesterday with my granddaughter. I was like, okay, rub it in your fingers, smell it, now taste it. What does it taste like? And she's like, toothpaste. And I'm like, that's
That's awesome.
What were you going to say, Tammy?
I have an idea for the soaping September that's going to be an optional thing. I want to bounce it off of everybody. I would like to do a soap swap. But I'm thinking how it would work is everybody would have to mail me as many soaps as they want back. And then they'd also have to send me $10 because those little priority boxes, I think, are like $9.63 last time I checked.
And they're going up.
But in those little boxes, I could fit, several soaps. So I need to figure out how many soaps I can fit in the box so I can tell everybody a maximum. But it'll be, we would do that around October. So it'll be cool enough. We don't have to worry about any soap melting, even if it's like a melt and pour kind of thing. And then everybody could send me the money, but they can't like pick and choose on their scents. I think it's going to be hard enough just getting everybody the right number of soaps.
So
what does everyone think?
Question about that, because a lot of us do cold processed soap, because like me, I don't know, hot process I'm not too thrilled about. But anyway, then you have the curing time, so that means we'd all need to make it now.
Yeah, unless you have any sitting around.
I don't. That stuff gets used up ASAP.
Unless we did, so what if we did the soap swap? Because you're right, so September, then we'd be doing the soap swap November. Think that would fall too far after?
No.
Or you could send it and just tell people they got to wait 4 weeks.
Hey, that's the other thing is you could also put the made on date on the label, so that everybody's aware, like when they get it, because you need to put some kind of label on your soap, right? So
yeah, you need to put what's in it, right? So
what's
lavender
in it,
or
allergies
or whatever.
Yeah. Oh. Gailson, you could draw names to exchange, so you only have to do postage once, not twice. True. Maybe we could do it in a couple different ways, maybe. I'm thinking if they mailed it to me, then I could be the one to mail the soaps out to everybody and make sure everybody gets it, the number of soaps that they sent, if not more, because some people might, make extra or something. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What does everyone think, though? If that sounds like something you think you'd be interested in, like the soap swap, put a 1 in the chat for me. I'm going to vote. I love the idea. I would love a soap swap. I think it would be.
They don't have to be big soaps, right? They can be like my little piggy soaps I made last year.
I love those.
They weren't very big, and those are just so fun.
They were fun. I had the little faces of I used all of them. They're so fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Looks like it's just us.
and all
Looks
kinds
like it's just us.
It's just us. Well,
Oh.
there's not a lot of people in chat too. There might be more.
I was thinking we could speak to it when we do the Soaping September collaboration, and kind of put it out there. I don't know. Maybe we could do a live or something when that time rolls around. I like the idea of just mailing it, and if they're not cured yet, I mean, because they do start to get hard fairly quickly, so they would, you know.
So we did videos. You both, everybody, or Mtn Grandma and Lisa, they both have playlists on their channels of different people doing soaps. Like some people did hot process, some people did cold process, some people did melt and pour.
Mm-hmm.
So melt and pour is already where you get your base already pre-made, and you just kind of melt it down.
Yeah. Rudy's keeping us in check with the time, which I'm thankful for. So thank you, Rudy. Does anybody have any questions for Heather or Lisa or I?
Heather, I think you're doing amazing.
Oh,
you are, Heather.
I think you're doing amazing, and I think that you have so much going on with the family and the farm and all of that. And I'm glad that you're volunteering for the ag stuff, and it's just that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's me getting back out into the community and getting involved again, because you know, in end of 2019 and
Jennifer?
2020, I kind of like, whoa, people are nuts, and so I did my own thing, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I've done the opposite, because ever since last year's illness complications, I don't want to be near people, because I don't want to be that sick again.
Right.
And right now with all the tourism.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I know it's paranoid, but I don't
Lisa,
want blood clots in my lungs again.
I want to speak to that for 1 second, because when you live in a common vacation spot for like not just your state but the world, I mean, in Flagstaff, I could easily, I'd hear all kinds of languages. I mean, from everywhere, everywhere, even somewhere like, wonder what that one is. Maybe Portuguese. I don't know what that is. Languages, because there's people from all over the world that go to the Grand Canyon. So we lived up near the Grand Canyon, and you get people from all over the world, and it is a very unsettling. I don't know, for me, especially like during, like, you know, that heightened time of that thing. Like, so, I don't know. I don't want to get any kind of sickness.
So think of this, for example, when your kids at the end of summer would go back to school.
Yes.
At the end of September, October, November, December, they were sick with something.
Yeah.
Because all their friends that were in the same community got back together after being apart. Now, when you add new people from
new population,
your area, that's why like buying honey locally works better for you. Like same thing.
Yeah.
That $10,000 overnight stay was enough for me.
Oh my goodness. I can imagine.
Yeah, we have, not too far away from me, we have Halloween Town. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
And I have never been to any of the events.
I didn't know that was real. I mean, I know it's not real, but I didn't know that there really was a Halloween Town.
Yeah, well, so they open like little stores and make like haunted houses and things, like they go all out for it. But they have people, and we also have, not too far from us, some of the Twilight houses.
Me too.
So
hey, real quick, Heather, I want you to share with everybody the different collaborations that you have going on your channel right now. I know you've got the pizza party.
Yes, pizza party. All you have to do is, if you're making pizza at home, however you want to do it, It doesn't have to be all by scratch. You can buy all the stuff and throw it together and cook it at home. Just hashtag pizza partay and add me in the description so that I can put you in a playlist. So there's that. There's hot and cold drinks, which can be adult or kid or anybody, healthy, whatever. Just it kind of like maybe saves the money in someone's house and gives you ideas on how to make different stuff. And then I have with Tammy the Summer of Salad, where you can make your own salad dressings and salads and put them together and show people some great ideas on how to make something a little bit more fun.
Yeah, restaurant quality salads. I love a good salad. I feel like this has become an accomplishment for me this year because I feel like I can rock a salad.
What collab is that I'm not heard of? I do try to support when somebody else is doing a collaboration. I try to support their collaborations as well.
Yeah, Heather's awesome.
No, right. Not to be rude, Heather, just you know how it is. Mtn Grandma has a meeting after this.
I call it a hard stop. I got a meeting like straight up 1 o'clock. I got to get my thinking hat on for. So,
Heather, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. This has been so fun, and thank you for coming in with us today. Thank you to everybody in the chat, everyone who happens to watch the replay or is just lurking out there listening. Appreciate all you guys. And we will see you next week, everybody. Have a great 4th of July this week.
Yeah.
Happy 4th.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys.